All right. As you see in the title, 30 Days Married. We're going to give y'all a review. Like we just opened
30
this
days.
candle. We're going to review it. Like, I don't know. But 30 Days Married.
How's it been, babe?
It's been absolutely amazing. It's
Better
been
say
30
that.
days.
I'm kidding.
It's been 30 days, but it feels like
It feels like we've been married for
been
like
married
a
for a
couple
long
of years
time.
already. Like,
it's crazy.
it's so crazy. I feel like I've always been married to him. I mean, I know that sounds a little weird,
That
but
sounds a little weird. I mean, when you know, you know. I mean, some people can get out of hand. Be careful, y'all.
no, seriously, just off topic. I know of someone from someone that told me this person told that person that, hey, we're married to each other in the spirit, so we can do
No.
X, Y, Z.
No. That's demonic. Cut it out now.
That's crazy.
That's very manipulative.
Oh, absolutely. I was like, run.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Run.
Okay.
But yes.
30 Days Married.
30 Days Married.
Tell us.
It's
How's
been
it been for
amazing.
you?
It's been amazing. The Lord has literally just, as we've said, and as many people may know, marriage.
It's work.
It's work,
Mm-hmm.
but it shines a light on
A lot of things.
I would say too, 30 days into our marriage, definitely had to continue to exercise the fruit of the Spirit daily. Grace, peace, love, joy, kindness, self-control, meekness, all of those things. But as well, faith. Within our first 30 days, even leading up to, we ain't leading up to it, but 30 days. Let's stick it within that. In these 30 days, the amount of faith that needed to be
that was
just required for both of us, like, it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
But God has been faithful.
Yeah, yes.
And, I want to talk about in the first 30 days, literally, like many people have heard me say before, it's literally like marriage unlocks just, the best way I can say is open the floodgates of heaven and pour you out a blessing. What about that?
Let it rain.
Open up the floodgates of heaven and pour out a blessing you don't even have room enough to receive.
Open the flood.
Babe. God bless you. All right. This is how we are. So it's literally marriage literally unlocked the blessing. And I've learned so many things in marriage. Like, marriage is powerful, marriage is work, marriage is beautiful. But it's just been a sweet time. It was like, man, if I knew the blessings was gonna come in like this, I would have married her at the door. I don't know if that would have been a good idea.
I was waiting for you at the door.
I was waiting for you at the door. What's that other lady? She was like, the house was on fire. What did she say?
I forgot.
Man, what did she say?
Okay, come on.
Okay, sorry, squirrel. But it's been just a really, really sweet time, and it's just amazing. It's really a blessing. It's been full of gratitude these last 30 days. Not that I've not been grateful, but every day, like there's just a blessing in everything.
Yeah.
Where we are right now in transition, the home that we're staying in, it's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I don't want to give too much of the testimony, but
no, that's okay. Like, we ain't holding that on.
let me put the Bible down.
Yeah.
But literally, where we are, what we've been through, what God has said, we have seen so many things. These 30 days have just been so joyful, even in the midst of challenges, even in the midst of our fightings, our disagreements, our ways of doing things. It's just been so beautiful knowing that we've made a covenant before God and before people, that we're going to withhold, to know that God made us a promise. and that I'm with someone for the rest of my life. Like, no
Awesome.
better person that I'd rather be with. Like, I just absolutely love my dear wife. She's
Mm.
absolutely amazing. But um, just these 30 days, it's been a powerful testimony. Okay, so I'm gonna try to give y'all the short cliff notes.
Yeah, you
This
can.
is a very
Yeah.
very powerful thing. And when I talk about how marriage literally like unlocked the floodgates, let me tell y'all. So long short, as y'all know, I'm part of the core group, musician, whatever. So long short, I met a guy who's in the core group, owns a business in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I was living. Oh well, by this time I had moved. March of 2024, I had moved to Dallas. So I went to my Orlando to do the retreat. Yeah, core retreats. So we're there, and me and my guy we're talking, just catching up. So he's like, "What's going on?" At this time, we were like 2 weeks engaged. So I knew the timeline that God gave me to get married.
Mm.
And so despite what it was looking like, tried to stay focused to it. So me and him were talking. I've been the type of person, I'm not afraid to ask. If I have a need, I'm learning to ask.
He's not afraid to ask, but he does not like to ask.
I don't like to ask.
He does not.
I don't like to ask. And then you have people around me, if you don't ask me, you're in trouble.
You're right.
But so me and him were talking. He's like, "Man, congrats on getting engaged. What's next? What's going on?" So at this time, I had just moved to Dallas, and my mind was already on marriage. My mind as a man and a provider is like finances. I need a job, and so at this time, of course, y'all know we're youth pastors. I'm like, there was things that got placed within my heart. Doing ministry, I just kept saying, "Hey, I need a remote job. I need a remote job. I need a remote job." So me and him were talking, and he's like, "Oh, let me talk to a couple people. Let me talk to my wife." Da 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 da. So I'm talking. I put out not my demands, but those things that God has placed in my heart that I needed a job, needed to be remote, to be flexible,
we put
to
those
do.
requests before
Yes,
God that
God
we need.
cares. He says, make your petitions and your requests known.
Known to him.
And so long short, we're talking. He's like, "Hey, let me talk to my wife, see if we can expand." Again, companies in Houston. I live in Dallas. He hits me up later that night. "Hey, we can bring you on." So I'm like, "What? Y'all gonna give me a job?" So immediately, God provided what I needed to the specifics. I needed a remote job. And again, the place is in Houston. I live in Dallas. God, let me get closer again. God will create positions for you.
He will.
What men and people will say is impossible, God says is possible.
You just make
So
room
there
for
was a
you.
position created for me. So March, this is going. It was like bad timing, because I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna be able to start, this job by May. Get some money rolling in. That
That's
was
not
too
what
easy.
happened.
So he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna hire you on." So I went to Houston doing all these certain things. I'm like, man, the time is ticking. And so
I'm about to get
so many
married.
things are going on. I'm like, oh my gosh, should I just postpone this a little bit until I settle the job? And these are things that have gone through my head. And so long short, you know, the job starting, I didn't start the job until after we got married. So this is a week after we got married. We had gone on her honeymoon and everything. He's like, "All right, so when you get back from your honeymoon, start the job." So then we're talking on the phone. This is like maybe 7 or 8 days into our marriage or whatever. And he calls me. He was like, "Hey, man, you can start next Monday. Um, can you come to Houston for 3 days for training?" I said, "Yes." Hang up the phone. Not TMI. I was on the toilet at the time, and my wife was working on some things in the room. And he calls me back, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "Is your wife looking for a job?"
And he says yes.
I said yes before I didn't even ask her.
To me first.
It was, come on.
I was like, "How you know I got more room for a job?" But no, I was looking
in
for
transition.
another. I was
Yeah.
looking for another job because I do a lot of things, but I was looking for another stream of income. So
Yeah, so that's why I say yes. But I want us to pause. I don't know if y'all caught what happened. A remote job was created for me. that I wasn't able to start until I got married. So now we're married, and the intent was only to hire me.
Him.
They don't know nothing about her. They just know that we're married. Ain't seen
Mm-mm.
her resume, ain't seen her work, don't know her work ethic, nothing.
Nothing.
So literally, I got that call, and now a position is literally open for her. We are working for the same company, both remotely.
Both of us. Both of
That's-
us youth pastors.
that's
Both of us.
crazy.
We're in the marketplace and we're entrepreneurs. So we're very like hybrid in that way. We're not just strictly
Marketplace and ministry.
Right, exactly. Exactly. We're entrepreneurs. We're in the corporate world and we're in ministry. So it's like
But what has been what
trifecta.
has been beautiful though is both us being entrepreneurs, so we understand each other,
Mhm.
that support, that understanding, that grace is there.
Mhm.
And it's funny, like before we got married, there was a conversation I was having with a friend of ours named Jamal Miller, who we were just talking through some things, having a transparent conversation, man to man. He's like, two entrepreneurs getting married, not to say that like we were in the place of like reestablishing
Yes.
ourselves, because
Mhm.
I left everything. I was established in Orlando. I was one of the top people. I mean, doing music full time, doing traveling, all that. And God said, "Give it up." Literally, just like like Abraham, leave your country and go
Leave
to the
land,
place.
leave your family,
Leave
everything.
all of it. Leave the familiar. Leave your comfort zone. Leave all of it and go to the place which
Yep.
I'll show you, which is Dallas. There's something on Dallas, y'all. But don't move here if the Lord ain't call y'all. Bless you,
Oh,
because
my
the traffic
goodness.
is crazy. 6:35. My goodness.
Yeah, don't move here. We ain't got no more room.
We ain't got no more room. But
But yeah, I would even say like even aside from that, the family friend that we're staying with right now, while we're in transition into our place, that even came about supernaturally.
I mean, last minute.
No, literally
11th hour
last
miracle.
minute. So I was on the phone with David and I was telling him, I was like, because we had an original plan, for him to stay in an Airbnb for a little bit until, the things started to roll through. And then I was like, wait, I just knew something in me knew I knew someone that he'd be able to stay with.
I told her I was
And-
not staying at her parents' house.
Yes. And I was like, that's totally fine. And immediately a family friend popped up in my head, called her that night. She talked with her husband and they said it was okay. Not only that, she later shared some vital information to me that I knew it was God, was because her and her husband are ex-military she's ex-military. I'm not sure her husband is. And they said everywhere that they've been stationed, someone has stayed with them while in transition. Every single place that they've lived, every single house that they've had, someone has stayed with them while in transition. That's how I knew it was God. So that's where we are now, until we get our place in a few weeks. And then, so that's another testimony besides the job he got, and then I got, and then the place that we're both even staying in right now the testimony started off with him, and now
Being
it's
able to
both
stay
of
here.
us.
It's
You
both
see,
of us.
like you see the pattern here. It started with him because of his obedience, and because we came joined together. Now we're both enjoying the fruit of our obedience and the fruit of our covenant that we've made with one another. So it's been awesome.
Bible says those who trust in the Lord will not be put to shame. They will not be disappointed.
And one more thing, our honeymoon, that condo we stayed in, we didn't have to pay for that.
That's the favor of that is the
and we stayed
complete
there the
favor of
whole
God.
week.
Stayed for a week.
The whole
Who
week.
just gives people their property to say? First of all, who just got extra properties laying around? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Literally. Hey, y'all got a condo out there. Go stay
You
there.
guys can go stay.
And
No,
bought
that's
off our
literally-
registry.
No,
Bought us a grill. I ain't
seriously.
never grilled a day in my life.
No, seriously, this is literally just a testament of what God has done in our lives since us coming together, even before we were married. He didn't even buy it. He didn't have to. He didn't
buy
pay
the
for my
ring,
ring.
buy the-
Someone gave him the money. We didn't pay for the place we stayed for our honeymoon. Someone gave us that place to stay because it was theirs, and they offered us to stay there for the week.
That's favor.
The job, we didn't go looking for it.
Didn't put in no resume.
mentioned.
Didn't put in a resume or an
nothing.
application.
Or an application. It came to us.
Was
and that's
created.
another thing. It was created. Favor will find you when the grace and favor of God is on your life.
Shout
As
out
people
to
say, like, favor ain't fair. Favor is not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair, because it's almost like, how did you get
that?
connected with that person?
And here's the thing: is the only answer that we will ever have. God.
We will never.
I could tell you how, but the reality answer to this equation is G-O-D, J-E-S-U-S-C-H-R-I-S-T, Jesus Christ.
That's right.
Put some respect on his name, all caps. Put 3 exclamation marks after it if you want to.
But no, the past 30 days or the past month.
What has it been like for you?
It's been amazing. When I tell you, it was so
The
funny.
marriage bed is undefiled. Ooh.
It was so funny because when we got back from our honeymoon, all I kept hearing was like, "Oh my gosh, you were glowing." I was like, I didn't know there was like a glow you can have when you first get married, but I guess I had it. Maybe I still have it right now. I don't know. But it's been so amazing. Like my leaders have said, is literally like living with your best friend with benefits. Being married is literally like living with your best friend with benefits. It literally is. And like I said, I feel like I've always been married to him. So it's like, it's not weird. It was the adjustment happened so quickly, so fast. And then what my sister-in-law asked me, she's like, so how has it been? You know, are you still like in that space of like transition where you're like a little in denial? You know, it hasn't really hit yet. I'm like, no, honestly, this feels like
we all in.
I was like, this feels like it was always supposed to happen. Yeah. Like, I can't explain it, but it just feels right. Like, it just, God.
Yeah,
that's it, basically.
It's amazing.
It's just been so awesome.
But yeah, tips.
Yeah.
For preparing, man.
So what's one tip?
One tip.
What's the? Well, I shouldn't say one. What's the first tip we can give them?
The first tip.
Yeah, for the first 30 days, if you're newly married, what advice or counsel would you offer them?
This may sound so expected, cliche, and ridiculously simple, but trust God. There's so much that's embodied in that. Trust God. Have faith. Like, remind God of his word. Remind God of his promise. Like, trust. We've said this jokingly, through the things, these are just small things, a couple things that Deborah and I have shared. There's things that have happened in our life over these last 30 days or even the last year of us being together that have taken my faith to a level that it's almost like there's nothing that I'm scared to ask for. There's nothing that's impossible. Hey, you need that debt written off? Somebody can do it. You need this. You need that. You're believing for that. There's nothing that is impossible. We serve a limitless God, like literally falling into jobs being created, falling into his favor, falling into all of these things, favor with God, favor with people, like just, it's crazy. So trust God, have faith, like, and, you know, tie some things together, like preparation, like prepare. Another tip, another counsel is prepare yourself for where you're going. If it was like, as Deborah said, it was like she was married. She's always been married to me. I felt that way about her. Like, you know, we carried ourselves as married folks. Of course, we knew, we weren't married yet, but we knew what was coming. We knew what God had said. And so when you know that, you stand and you walk in that place, even with prophetic words and promises and the word of God, like, this is what the word says. This is what the word says. And you live that way. This is who God says we are. This is what God says we will have. And just walking from that place, and so have faith, trust God.
Right.
You are going to be tested.
No,
you
absolutely.
are going to be
especially
tried.
The first year of your marriage. I know we haven't made it, obviously, not to a year yet, but that's one of the most important years of marriage. It's the first year that you are married, because you're literally learning to adjust with one another. Your lives are literally merging together, practically speaking, legally speaking, spiritually. You guys have come together in covenant. So one of my tips would be, give each other room to grow. Like, give each other space to grow. Give one another space to adapt and adjust to literally living with someone else. Having someone else in your space. So the old things that you used to do, like leaving things out on the counter, leaving the cap off of the toothpaste, or just like different things like that, I promise you, and any married couple will tell you, it's not even the big things that they fight over. It's the little stuff, like caps off the toothpaste, that they've fought over, that blow up into major things when it's really not.
Leaving the light on.
Yes. Yeah. And that's something that I've had to work on, because when I was in my parents' house, I was so used to having, like, in my room, like, the light be on, the lamp will be on, my overhead fan light will be on and stuff, because I like my room lit up. Like, just
the AC is on and the heater.
And the fan.
Like,
no. Cut it out. Well, that's actually not abnormal, having the AC and the fan on. That's actually, a lot of people.
That is weird.
But no, seriously, like, give each other room to grow.
Be gracious.
And be gracious. And hey, if your spouse comes to you and tells you, hey, can you fix this? Like, I've noticed you've been doing that. Like, just don't give them lip. Just do it. Just do it. It's not hurting you. It's not hurting them. It's actually helping you, because you may be even, like, breaking a pattern that you used to do, or something like that needs to be broken. So be gracious to one another, love each other, forgive each other, especially when you have those disagreements and arguments. Be quick to forgive. Don't harbor on it.
Because that room you're leaving for the enemy.
Yeah,
the enemy.
Absolutely. Like, learn to turn that, learn to turn, like, that animosity into joy. Literally, learn to live in joy even when you're in disagreement. I promise you, it changes everything. It changes everything. It changes everything. Even when you don't feel like it, I promise you, you'd be surprised how much a joke or a smile can change everything in one moment.
Change the whole dynamic. Y'all may be mad at each other. I'll say
somebody make
like,
a joke.
Your breath stank. What? Now you forgot about it. Now,
yeah, see? Literally, it just
you might have to cut the cameras.
No, but yeah, that would be my advice. Just, like, love each other.
Trust
give
God.
Each other
love
grace.
each other. I mean, enjoy.
Yes.
Be gracious. Be patient.
Enjoy one another.
Be quick to forgive. Communicate.
Yes.
Not only communicate, but comprehend. Listen. Be quick to listen, slow to speak.
Still working on that, ladies. I know it's hard for us to do sometimes, because we like to talk, because we're emotional creatures, and we talk out of our emotions. That's just what happens.
I can't leave the men out. The men are that way. We
and
tend to be
some men
Mr.
really
Fixer,
are emotional.
Mr. Fixer. I wasn't saying emotional.
Some men are.
Yes, but I was talking about from the lens of being Mr. Fixer upper. We don't just listen. Sometimes she wants us to listen. I know I can get better in saying, "Hey, babe, you've expressed this Do you want me to reply? Do you want me to just listen? So being just aware and attentive and being intentional. Be intentional. That's another thing. Be intentional, especially, newlyweds. You got busy. Oh, yes.
Gracious.
Don't let your date night slip. Don't let your time together checking in on each other, being intentional. Don't ask how they're doing on the fly. I'm the type of person, everybody's not like this. I like to stop and look people in the eyes. Like, how are you doing? Anything going on? What's up? How can I help you? How can I serve you? Those are things. And I'll say this, slow down sometime. We need to, this generation, I'm not
Just
saying
go,
don't
go,
work.
go,
We
go,
need
go,
to
go,
slow down. We miss things sometimes by moving so fast, being planted in social media and our face in the phone.
Plastered on social.
Yes, we need to just slow down, be intentional. Because at the end of the day, when you cut the camera off and when you
It's just
close
you
it off,
and
it's
them.
you and
It's
her
just
in the dark
y'all.
with her bonnet on. Yeah.
See?
Yeah. I wear a
No.
wave cap.
Why you
I
gotta
wasn't talking about your bonnet.
Why you gotta mention my leopard print bonnet?
Oh my gosh. But yes, be intentional, be quick to forgive, communicate, comprehend, listen, trust God, have faith, pray.
Yo, my gosh.
Pray together.
Never forsake prayer.
Never.
You forsake prayer, you are forsaking your marriage, period. Your marriage is not going to survive without prayer. Like, it's not. It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not going to. And if it does, it's not going to thrive
It ain't going to be sustained.
the way it's supposed
We
to.
wanna
And
be
it's not going
sustained.
to. Right.
I don't want to have a good season. I pray it's to be sustained. I don't believe in seasons or it being up and down.
Mm-mm.
We can have what it is that we
Consistent,
desire.
Healthy marriage. Very healthy marriage.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are just some tips that we have for you guys. This has been the first 30 days
First 30 days.
of us being married. I can't believe I can say that now. After almost 30 years. Almost after 30 years of my life. I can finally
And
say
turning
that.
30
I am
this year.
married.
Turning 30 next month.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah. So we hope this has encouraged you and you've learned some things.
Especially you newlyweds, you young adults just like us. We hope this has encouraged you.
Young adults doing many things in
No, seriously,
ministry,
even in
working
ministry.
jobs, entrepreneurs, whatever your dynamic, children, whatever you're done.
We live all of that, except the children. We don't have that yet. So.
They're coming. No, I'm just saying, someone spoke over me that I will be a father soon. They just feel it.
Soon
But
can mean 2 years from now.
Yes, okay.
So.
Soon. But I feel the wind of God on that message.
No, you
I'm just
didn't.
playing.
Don't lie on the
She
Lord.
would cry. She would cry if she had a baby right now. I knew it. But
Okay.
yes. Until next time,
All right,
30 days
guys.
married.
It's been
Hope this has
amazing.
been helpful. We'll see you next time.